Oh, baby Jesus, we are back from the old vacay. 30-minute musings. Oh, it's been a while, hadn't it? If today is what? Today's the 12th, I do believe, of April. I took off on Thursday the 24th. Whew. So on Wednesday the 23rd, I believe, was the last recording. Oh, man. Well, a lot's happened. I don't know. Drank plenty. And I'll tell you what, the diet went out the window, obviously, on vacation. The workouts didn't even happen. I showed off a yoga move or two, and that was it. Otherwise, didn't do a thing. I'll tell you, all that laughing we did, holy shit. What is this guy doing sitting half in the fucking intersection? You know where you going, kid? Sure, you're in the fucking intersection and you're looking at your phone or a map or something. Way to go, guy. Anyway, dummies everywhere. Already road rage. But all the damn laughing we did, my abs feel tight. But all the shit food and the drinking and all that stuff and no working out, yeah, my belt is up a notch. You know? On the belt, not the belt loop. On the pants, you know what I mean. It's the peg style belt. You put the pin through the hole kind of thing. Standard belt. That thing's up a notch. I need to tone his drum down. Get ourselves good. I'm thinking of going to the beach on Friday. Got Friday off. I'm heading into work right now. Could have made a musing yesterday. I was talking with Mom on the phone, bullshitting a little bit. Had to go shopping. I bought MLB The Show 16. Played that a little bit last night. Trying to get my feet wet before I start recording it, the live stream Let's Play. You know what I do. So I'm kind of getting myself ready with that, so as I don't just jump into it like, oh, now I need to make this kind of adjustment. Let me make this kind of adjustment. Let me reset this. Let me do, I want to make sure I'm set and good to go. Anyway, when did that? Restocked the fridge. That was it. Slept pretty good. I mean, I went to bed right after midnight. Alarm went off at 9, and I thought, you're kidding me. I could use more sleep. Oh, well. Chicken and veggies last night, chicken and veggies today. The diet's coming back good. But anyway, vacation, fuck all that. You already know those things. Vacation, what happened? Well, my brother and I sat around, played plenty of video games, just farting around, because that's what we do. We watched plenty of movies. My dad was mainly just watching like the Masters and stuff like that. He's a golf not aficionado. He likes it, he enjoys it, a fan, if you will. There were 3 tournaments over the time I was there golf-wise. There was like a match play tournament. Then there was like the Houston Open, and then there was the Masters. So I was kind of keeping tabs on all that. Baseball season started. We watched WrestleMania. Woo! Man, good times. The movies. What movies did I see? I finally made it through all of King Kong. Last year I did not. I've just got, enough drinks in me and was tired enough, like, I gotta pass out. Watched the whole thing this time, and, okay. I can't say it's aged poorly, but I don't think it's aged well either. I'd have to look at what year it came out, though. Because that would be a big deal, for its time. What else? On the Bogart side of things, I saw the Maltese Falcon and Sierra Madre. Good ones. Well, the Maltese Falcon was, of course, satirically remade with Peter Falk, Columbo, right? It was a movie called The Cheap Detective. Funny goddamn movie. That one I enjoyed. Maltese Falcon was alright. We were all kind of bullshitting, so I didn't catch every word of the story and this, that, the other. Then Sierra Madre, I had read that movie was kind of the gave birth to the idea for Spielberg to make Indiana Jones. So I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. That's the movie, though. Sierra Madre, what? Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. You know, the banditos running around, pretending they're federales, and then just robbing people blind. Although Sierra Madre, that's just a movie about finding a gold, well, not a gold mine, but finding gold and digging it up and all that stuff, blah, blah, and then just, all the bad things that happen around that. I haven't been looking for license plates, but I do see a Quebec one right now. I might ease up on that just because this is vacation story time for this 30-minute musing. Well, there's a Texas plate right in front of him. Fuck it. I don't know. See what we can do. What was that? Wow, that's an international plate. Like, I'm not international. That's like, I don't know, the front of that car. That could have been like a European plate, I'm saying. Like, across the drink license plates. Huh. Anyway. What else did I see? Under the Yum Yum Tree with Jack Lemmon. I also saw The Apartment, which I had known about The Apartment forever. Didn't see it. Pretty good, though. Under the Yum Yum Tree, that was spectacular. I mean, you talk about, if Jack Lemmon, he's Quagmire in this movie. He's like a landlord to a, I don't know, like a facility or something like that. And he's a complete fucking hornball. I mean, it's fantastic. But, Quagmire, from Family Guy. The horny-ass neighbor. Yep. There's always one. But, I mean, seriously, dressing up like Hugh Hefner with, a solid red jacket, matching socks, black pants, looking like, I don't want to say a pimp, not like 70s pimp, but looking like he controls, women to whatever degree, like a pimp, goddammit. He looks like a fucking pimp. But Jack Lemmon's phenomenal. I don't think I saw any Cary Grant movies this time. Not to say that I like Humphrey Bogart, but I mean, the film noir type stuff, I do like that genre and idea of the movies. That, it's not a happy ending, look at that. Did we see a Cary Grant movie? I don't think so. But also, In Full. It was a bit of a John Carpenter binge, not that I knew it at the time, but we watched Big Trouble in Little China in full, which I never saw it in full, start to finish. And we also saw They Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper, for all you wrestling fans. I'm a big fan of his. Gave him that tribute the day he passed while I was at work, running a Marlins game. Yep, California plate right in front of me. If you want to check that out on my YouTube channel, I believe it's called Farewell Roddy Piper, something like that. Farewell to Piper. And that was live as I was recording it. Talking to the guys in the broadcast booth down the line. The ball game just ended. It was Legends of Wrestling night at Marlins Park the day Piper passed down here in Miami. So I thought it was kind of fitting. I had to give him some kind of tribute. And I did. Never heard any flack about it, so whatever. But I finally saw They Live, start to finish, in full. I hadn't really seen it before, but, it was one of those things where, we made a note to watch it when for my vacation up. So I said, fuck it, I'll try to avoid watching it the best I can if I'm, somebody's got the Sci-Fi Channel on or something like that. Nope, I'm not going to watch it. Get this, though. My vacation time, this year, was right around Easter. Pretty much all encompassing and surrounding Easter. Excuse me, I'm merging. But if you picture that from, March 24th to April 11th, it snowed practically the whole fucking time I was there. Which is not uncommon, but it snowed and it stayed. The first couple days, it was just it snowed, and it melts away in a couple hours. Then it would snow again for an hour. Then it would melt again, and then it decided, no, fuck it, I'm staying. What can you do? The good thing about that, it didn't really bother me, I mean, it's not like I had my sights set on, yeah, we're going to have a campfire night, we're going to do this and that. I never had my sights set on that. It's always an option. But as it happened, and traffic looks really, really slow right now. But as it was breaking down, like, you know what? So we're not going to have a campfire. No big deal. The good news, the great part about it, no mosquitoes. No ticks. The only little bugs that we saw were those fake ladybugs. They're like some kind of oriental beetle. They look like a ladybug, although they're kind of darker orange. They're not like that nice cute red. It's kind of like a dark orange, like a blood orange with black spots on them. And apparently they bite, and they're these little nuisance bugs. Those were the only bugs I saw. Didn't even see a spider. Which, yes, Dad was firing up the wood stove. And usually when you're hauling in, cords of wood? I don't know I think cords of wood to get loaded up into said wood stove. Normally, yeah, there'll be a couple of bugs that were kind of nesting in there. Not nesting, that sounds like there'd be a shit ton of them. But they're hiding in the log pile to stay warm and stay out of the elements, etc. And so, yeah, that's where, maybe you'll get a spider that eventually is crawling along the carpet. It's like, oh, shit, stomp, he's gone. Okay, fine. But no ticks, no mosquitoes. Unfucking believable for this time of year. Nothing. So that was fun. Went and saw Batman vs. Superman in the theaters. And that was good. I'm not a comic book superhero junkie nut bar. I enjoyed the movie. I don't like Ben Affleck. If that's my only gripe, that's a pretty good only gripe to have. Oh, and who's that other ass licker that I don't like? Fucking Field of Dreams. Kevin Costner. He was in it. I didn't realize that he was in Man of Steel and played Superman's Earth father. What, Kansas, I think he was from? Makes perfect sense, farm boy. But, and he was only there for maybe 5 minutes tops. But if Ben Affleck being Bruce Wayne was like the worst thing of the movie that I thought, that's really not that bad. I mean, he's tolerable. He didn't put on fake voice for Batman. Where's everybody? Where'd you plant the bombs? Christ's sakes. I keep saying Clive Owen, I know it's not. Whoever was Batman before him, I keep forgetting the fucker's name. But every time he put on the mask, he would have to talk like this. And it sounded really fucking weird. And it just got annoying after, I don't know, the third time he did it. And then you noticed it. And then you were going to realize every time he put on the mask, he was going to talk like this for the rest of the movie. Ben Affleck did not do that. So it wasn't as annoying. So I'll give him props there, I suppose. What is the holdup here, I-95? Wow, express lanes, sun pass only. $25 plus toll for violation. Sweet. Plus the toll violation. That's awesome. Well, I'll be sure to never hit the express lane. At any rate. Which is a transitional phrase of choice that I like to use to jump around and go from topic to topic. Make a segue, if you will. Boy, not that I'm going to be late to work, but all this traffic, that's another thing. All this traffic, like this is kind of standard. It's a slow going day, like I'm still moving 20 miles an hour. But still, compared to the wide open roads back home in Wisconsin, this is like, Jesus Christ, it's going to take me 4 hours to get to work. Whew. Anyway, vacation-wise, what else did we do? Won the NBA championship with a video game. Won the Super Bowl with another game. Introduced friends to Carlos. That's an inside joke, don't worry about it. A video game character. Just see, he prances about all, dare I say, gaily. Quite the eccentric-looking fellow. Kind of like a ninja. He's got a samurai sword and everything. Just looks really, literally looks limp-wristed. That's the best way I can put it. That's what his stance looks like. When he's ready for action, he's ready for action. Anyway, so people got to see that. Drank a lot. Oh my God. If I made a list, like I counted just at the airport yesterday with my family, we were just sitting there like, well, how much did we, this and this and this, I counted 13 bottles that we emptied. And maybe I'm wrong on that one. Maybe that was 13 total bottles, because there was some Fireball and Rumchata, but the Rumchata was finished. The Fireball was not. But I mean, this was like, gallons of Lambrusco. Literally, gallon jugs. We had 2 of those. We had boxed wine. We had Captain Morgan. We had Southern Comfort Cherry. We had 2 bottles of that. We had Windsor Black Cherry whiskey. Oh, that shit was good. We had a bottle of Bacardi that was gone. This was the stuff that was gone, and we drank it all. Of course, my brother had plenty of beer. For Christ's sakes, just a ton. Just a ton. Like I said, I think 13 bottles is what I counted of what we absolutely consumed. 1 bottle of Jim Beam, the small bottle of Crown Royal Regal Apple. There was another bottle of Captain we had started on. There was a bottle of Yukon Jack that we worked on, but that's more of a shooter. There was another bottle of Bacardi we were working on. What else? There was a bottle of maple-flavored rye whiskey. Didn't finish it, but and again, that's shots. As a joke, because it tastes like, maple syrup, I would have that after breakfast. Like, if I had an omelet, I would go take a shot of that stuff. Well, I had an omelet and pancakes. I called it pancakes. I had an omelet and pancakes for breakfast. Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah. I'm going to have another shot of pancakes right now. What? Then they'd see it and they're like, oh, you clever little thing, you. Oh, and there was another thing. Started watching some of the Ventrue brothers. Watched all of the first disc, and I don't know if it's all of season 1, of Rick and Morty. An animated, fucking hilarious, well, of course, if it's animated, it's a cartoon, but an animated show. I want to say it's like on Cartoon Network, kind of late at night, Adult Swim, along with things like Family Guy and stuff like that, The Boondocks, which is another great one, but Rick and Morty. It's kind of got an aspect of Back to the Future. Rick and Morty, Doc and Marty, you can kind of see. But it's like the grandpa and the young, well, his grandson, obviously. But the grandpa is like this brainiac fucking scientist who's traveling dimension to dimension, just doing whatever. He's a brainiac. So it's not like they're time traveling, but holy fucking hilarious. And the grandpa's always just fucking wasted. He's always got like this little burp, cough up spittle on his lower lip. Because he's always in the middle of his sentence. And it's bugging me now, like Rick and Morty. I think Morty's the kid. Yeah, Grandpa Rick, that's right. So they'd be in conversation like, Morty, we need to travel in between dimensions and bring back the thing that's going to get us back. He's just burping in mid-sentence, continuing his sentence like nothing ever happens. The funny thing with that, my brother does it all the time, so it's very relatable to me. But just to see a cartoon character do it. Well, the guy in The Simpsons, Barney the drunk, Homer will have his own burps. But it seems like Barney always has to burp at the end of his sentence. It's kind of like the exclamation mark in his sentence. It's like, I'd like another beer, but, he lets one out. Homer, the same thing. It's always kind of at the end of the sentence. So when Grandpa Rick in this damn cartoon is in mid-sentence and just lets fly a burp or two, it's almost like a comma, as opposed to Barney and Homer Simpson. Usually their burp is the period or the exclamation mark to their sentence. Not Grandpa Rick. It's usually a comma, perhaps a semicolon, where it's punctuated as such. But if you get any bit of time, maybe it's on YouTube, you can catch some snippets or some episodes or something. It's fucking hilarious. Or if you got, Hulu or, what's the other one? Not Redbox. Netflix. If it's available there, check it out. All right, it's like an animated series kind of for adults, so it's like a Family Guy type thing. It's not so much Bugs Bunny with the big-ass mallet, and there's a redneck hunter named Elmer chasing after him. And there are car parts all over the road. Somebody had a blowout there. That's a tire. Well, that's fun. Shit, even on my cab ride from the airport yesterday, it's a big old crash right on US 1. The driver's like, oh crap, look at this, this guy, it's his fault, you can tell the way, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, it's good to be home, Now I know I'm home. Just saw me a car crash, well, didn't see it happen, but on my way from the airport to my house, saw a car wreck. Well, saw the wreck from a car wreck. Never mind. I'll stop talking. Let me start over again. Hi, I'm Mike, and this is 30-Minute Musings. Anyway, starting to move along finally, just past Hollywood Boulevard. Haven't been looking for license plates, haven't really noticed any. No big deal. And again, there's an emergency vehicle up there. Well, it's a cop, it looks like. What the hell is going on? But I need to get back in the workout mode. I did nothing yesterday when I got back. And granted, it wasn't that late, but it's just I didn't do a workout. This morning, woke up, threw on my little, the ab flexor belt thingy that I got, just to kind of get those ab muscles beneath that little drum, get them a little worked up. Let them know that I'm about to start not fucking around. Because I'm going to hit up a workout tonight. Probably just isometric yoga. It's low impact. It's kind of low. Well, it'll get the heart rate going. But it's not jump around cardio. So I think that's very much needed. About to make my merge. Getting over to Pembroke. This guy wants to jump in, guess what? I'm a jumping oot. Oh, he's got a bad wheel on that little trailer he's got. That thing's fucking wall-eyed out. Well, if that's a clock, that thing is what? That thing's doing 11 to 5. Normal tire should be 12 to 6, you know what I mean? Bad alignment. Oh well. Pembroke Road, here we is. Let's see how much time I got. I know it's been a little bit. Oh, we got 7 minutes here, that's okay. We're not going to make it parking space to parking space. But hoo-ha. Man, and we ate good. We had steaks plenty of times. We had some bratwurst type deals. Made some tacos. A few miscues on that with too much damn seasoning in the one batch. But the chicken tacos were good. Made some guacamole. Mom whipped it up pretty good. I was surprised, because I don't know. To me, guacamole, avocados does not seem like it's a regional thing to find in Wisconsin. I was surprised they had them at the little supermarket there, so that was cool. But we did taco night, twice. That was all good. Whole run, sour cream, black olives, lettuce, tomato, fucking, you name it. Of course, the taco sauce. Had some salsa and chips and all that shit laying around. Some refried beans, if you want to throw it in the damn taco, or if you want to have it, it's with some chips, like a dip. I kind of did that with the guacamole. Because, it starts to brown up pretty quick. You got to splash it with the lime juice for the oxidation, or the antioxidation. I didn't know that's why they did that, but... Because I always thought, man, I've had guacamole and I've never tasted lime. Well, it's very subtle. But you spray that stuff on there, you juice the lime onto the avocado stuff, onto the guacamole. Because that way it prevents it from browning. When it starts browning, it's like when you drop an apple and, if you cut it open and it gets brown on that spot, well, that's oxidation. Imagine that. So eat your fucking fruits and vegetables, people, huh? Got some green tea I'm going to be rocking today. Forgot to do a little bit of other shopping yesterday. I forgot to get my refill of my 5-gallon jug of the really awesome filtered cool great water at Whole Foods. Didn't even go to Whole Foods because I forgot my damn jug. Kind of tight on money. I mean, I haven't worked in how many fucking, better part of 3 weeks. No income that whole time. Well, no on-the-clock income. I mean, for what it's worth, yeah, Mom pitched me a few bucks today, a little spending money for you. Like, shit, all right, that's cool. And my brother laughed his ass off because... And all I bought when I was on vacation, all I purchased was some peanut M&Ms and some liquor. That's all I bought. We had a sushi meal, that courtesy of my friends, Jake and Amber, because apparently my brother buys them dinner all the time. So he said, fuck it, I'll take the bill on this one. And my brother covered tip on that. But getting into the movie theater, all I did was get the ticket. I wasn't hungry because we went to eat after that, actually. But my brother bought the ticket there, and then we went out to eat to, what was that, Texas Roadhouse? I think that's what it was. Decent little place. I was expecting it to be like a horrible Coyote Ugly ripoff, because it's Wisconsin. But it wasn't bad. Good food. And I got really drunk that night because that's all I ate was peanut M&Ms and that Texas Roadhouse meal after the movie. I got really drunk that night. I was done by, I don't even remember, probably before midnight, which would have been 1 o'clock Eastern. So I mean, if my mentality was still on the Eastern time zone of things, yeah, 1 o'clock Eastern was kind of the shutdown time for me. But of course, then again, I'd wake up, had my alarm set for 10, like every day except for when I had to catch my flight back. And I only heard my alarm legitimately like once. The other times it's like I'd wake up, look at my phone, and it's like, okay, it's 9:22. It's like I'll lay here for a bit, and if I zone back out, no big deal. But I mean, I was pretty much awake, so that worked out for me. But if I'm waking up at 10, my brother a couple of times is waking up at noon and later. The boy likes to drink, I'll say that much. Oh shit, 2.5 minutes. Just about to cross 4:41 in case you're interested. But sometimes my brother would stay up later than I did and continue drinking. But of course, you wake up 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's like by the time I pass out, like we're not even bullshitting for 12 hours. It's like I gotta hit the pillow. I woke up way earlier than you, and I don't care how much we've been drinking. You can drink the same amount, but the person that's been up later, they're going to feel it a little worse. But then he woke up 5 o'clock the other day. 5 in the afternoon, slept for 14 hours. Woo! Trooper. Of course, he's working overnights right now, so he was kind of prepping himself for that. He made that known. So I can't fault him there. But crossed over 441. Let me get the phone in hand here. Good old Spreaker. I'll get this shit jumped onto my YouTube channel later in the day. Today being Tuesday. Not a Monday, but today being a Tuesday. April 12th, I do believe it is. Man. And that's not even the full of it. I could probably still give you more vacation fun and info and just bullshittery for another exciting episode. I could. Oh yeah, well, along with all the snowing, I put up a couple of videos on my YouTube channel. At least I think I did both of them. Minute to go, I'm already in the red. But I put them on my Facebook page for any of you that want to check that out. Walking through all that damn snow. One video was like 12 minutes, the other, I don't know, 17, 18. Mercy me. But for it to be that kind of snowing that time of year really caught me off guard. But no mosquitoes, no ticks. That was the good part. 30 seconds left to go for this, the comeback of the 30-minute musings. Feels good to bullshit like that for a little bit. I wish I had longer, because I would talk longer, even though it would take longer to upload. But oh well. That's just the way it is right now. With seconds to go, I say to you this. I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. So, till we meet again, I'll catch you down the road.